Hello everybody and welcome back to the last part of our packet sniffer. And right now what we are left to do is print the TCP fields and is also to actually analyze the UDP header. So we made everything right here. Just before we actually continue, make sure to add the exclamation mark right here, since if you don't, it will not really work. I forgot to do that in the previous video, so make sure to add it right now. And right now we can actually print everything as we like. So let me just take this right here. We'll also have to print each flag one by one, so this will be a lot of printing, but it is something that we should do in order to make our program look better. So TCP, and then we print everything one by one. So first of all is the source. Just add the two dots right here. Source underscore port, print. Oops, I just noticed right here I have double open quotes, so not really sure why I typed that. Destination, then after that we need to specify the test underscore port, print. We can call this sec. %u, make sure to specify the %u, and for the flags you will also specify the %d as an integer, since that is the value that we are retrieving from the actual flags variables. So this part right here that we coded. So let me just sequence number, so sequence underscore num, print ac %u, then ac underscore num. Then what we want to do is print, since we are starting the flags, as we can see we want to print flags and then two dots, open, and then in the next line we will print urge flag, since that is the urge flag, then %d for the integer, and then %the variable name, which is just urge. Now what we can do is actually copy this and paste it 6 times. Of course, we will rename it into appropriate flags, but let's not type the unnecessary things. So the last flag will be the actual, let me just check, fin flag. Let's call it here fin. The one before that is the sin flag. So sin, and right here also sin. Here is the rest flag. RST, the ECH flag, same here as well, and the AC flag, which is the second flag, and right here. Let me just delete the spaces and add a space right here. So we printed the flags. All we need to print more is the win size and the checksum. So we have this right here, which is the window and the checksum. We do not really need the urgent pointer, so let me just print right here win size, close these double quotes, and then %window. I believe that is the name of our variable. Let me just check. Okay, so window, and the last one is the actual checksum. So print checksum. And we printed everything from the actual TCP header. So everything should be good to go. All we are left to do right now is make our actual UDP header analyze function. So let me just check out in the main function, did I call it like that? I believe I did. So it should be analyze UDP, analyze underscore UDP underscore header. And let us also remove all of these hashes from the previous test, since right now the next text will include this part of code right here. And let us analyze our UDP header as the last header we want. Now if you want to, for example, in order to test your knowledge, you can actually add more headers and try to analyze them as well. Just check out on the internet what certain fields they have, how big are those fields, and unpack them as needed for that special header. So for example, the def analyze underscore UDP underscore header, data underscore receive. We parse that part right here. We save this. Let me just from the previous video. Now find the UDP header, UDP header structure. Let me just find it. We don't want this, we want the actual picture. And you can see UDP is actually rather small, so it has these 4 fields, which we can actually, if you followed everything really well, you know that this H can represent one of those fields. So all we have to do is specify H 4 times. Now you can just type 4 H's, or you can just type number 4 and then the capital H afterwards, which is what we will do. So UDP underscore header struct.unpack. Then in the double quotes or single quotes, however you want, exclamation mark for H for these 4 fields right here. And you can see we will not be needing to do any logical expressions. We can just extract them and add those values to certain variables that we will make right now. So what we want to unpack is the data underscore receive, and the size is 8. So specify in the brackets, in the square brackets 8, and close the normal brackets. And all we want to do is extract the field, so source underscore port equals UDP underscore header, and then the first element. The destination port, which is the dest underscore port, will be equal to the UDP second element. The length is equal, let me just, to the UDP and then the third element. And the last, which is the checksum, is equal to the UDP fourth element. So checksum equals UDP underscore header and 3 in the square brackets. And all we want to do is actually return the data, which will be data underscore receive stripped from the UDP header size. So all we have to do right now is print all of that and return the actual data. Now before I do that, let me just check if I return the data from my TCP header. So what I want to do is to actually return the data since it stripped it, even though we don't really need it since we are not analyzing further on. So return data just in case. Let us go up here. Let me enlarge this, since only thing I need to do right now is print these 4 fields. So what we want to do is copy the first part right here. So print this, copy, go up here and print that the same for the actual UDP header, just we will change the TCP to UDP. Okay, for some reason it is getting laggy, not really sure why, but it doesn't matter, we can manage. Let me just tab this one step back. Oops. And add the bracket that I actually deleted by accident, so here it is. And let us print these statements finally. So here it is. Print. And what we want to print is the source first, so source 2 dots, then percent the source underscore port, print destination, percent, and then dest underscore port. The third thing is the length, so let us print that as well, length. And then percent underscore, or not underscore, just length. On here we are missing the percent sign, so make sure to add it if you didn't type it as well. And the last thing we need to print is the checksum. So checksum, and then add it to the checksum, or not add it, get it from the checksum variable. And we need to return the actual data. And I believe that we are actually good to go right now. Let me just scroll to the main function in order to see if we are missing anything. We, I believe, are not, so we return from this function afterwards. The data received will contain the remaining size of the packet, if there is any. and there probably will be, such as TCP payload, for example, which will contain an HTTP protocol or something like that. It doesn't even matter. We are not concerned at the moment by that. Let us save this and let's actually test it in order to see how it works. So we run this, we have the invalid syntax. So right here what we are missing is the %sign. Let me just see where that is. I believe TCP packet. Yep, right here we are missing the %sign for the destination port. So make sure to add it and save this once again and sniff these packets. So everything is working. Right now let us refresh some page in order to get the packets flowing. We can see Ethernet header, IP header. We cannot seem to see any TCP or UDP. So we got an error. Let us see, analyze UDP header is not defined. So I believe we misnamed something and we can see we actually did. So analyze, we are missing Z right here. Let us save this, clear the screen and run it once again. And we can see here are the packets. You can see they are flowing really fast. Unpack requires a string argument of length 8. So let us see what exactly are we having an error on. Okay, so this line right here has for some reason number 9 in the bracket, specifying the actual size of the UDP header, which I'm not really sure why I typed here 9. It should be 8. As you can see, I stripped the 8 as a size in the data. Shouldn't be 9 right here. I was sure I actually typed 8, but it doesn't really matter. Let us run the program once again. So here it is, TCP header, packets flowing around. We can see they are coming, different destination MAC addresses, different source MAC addresses. IP header is split into different sections as well. We are getting a bunch of packets from this IP address right here. We can see packets are flowing really fast. In the TCP header, we can see the source port, the destination port, the sequence and acknowledgement number from the TCP header. You can see different flags which are set for the TCP header. And let us just get some UDP packets, which we probably really want, but it doesn't matter for now on. We know that our program works really well. We split it into all fields we need, and this is your packet sniffer. So that would be actually about it for this section. Now, in this section, what you should have got from is the actual more detailed knowledge about different protocols, about different headers, their fields, and how they actually go with one another. So what we are printing right here is the entire packet, or not the entire, it probably has some different payload in the TCP header, but we didn't really print it. So that would be about it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I see you in the next lecture where we will continue coding. Hope I see you there, and take care. Bye.